All right, welcome back. I am going to do a really quick tutorial video on how to use Gamma AI. This is a presentation AI that is just super easy to use. And I want people to know about it because it takes so much of the time and energy that like Canva may have costed you to create presentations, create documentation. And I love Canva, don't get me wrong, but this takes the thought right out of it. So I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to come into here, which is called Gamma. Now, I actually have the free version. You can get the paid version. But personally, I don't need it. I use it, as you can see, in this area. And I haven't needed the free version, beyond the free version. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to create a new AI. All right, so you can actually paste in text, you can actually get it generated, or you can upload a file or a URL. So if you actually have a document created or you have something already in your zone of genius somewhere saved on your Google or your desktop, you can actually upload it right into here and it's going to create it for you. So I'm actually going to paste into a text. And then you get to choose if you want a presentation, a web page, a document, or on socials. All right, and I'm actually going to do a presentation, and we're going to come in. You can either do traditional, tall, or default. I always choose default because I feel like it knows better than I do what that's going to look like. If you know exactly where you're going to be putting it, definitely get the size that you want. Now, what I do is I really like to use ChatGPT to help with this. And I've actually just said to it, I'm creating a Gamma presentation. What can we do? Now, my ChatGPT is very specific to me. So just know that I don't have to ask it a lot of questions. But if you are, you're going to say, act as an expert in whatever field you're looking for. These are some of the things that you want to cover, and then ask any questions to clarify. It's always the key to that. Ask any questions to clarify. So in this case, it's basically positioning me as the go-to coach for visual-based breakthroughs using AI, while also showing practical tools. Okay, so here's the proposed stack. All I'm going to do is copy, 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 copy. Beautiful, all the way through. I'm going to copy it up. I'm going to go back to Gamma, and I'm going to paste it in here. And so I'm just going to make sure it's all here. Do you want to generate notes? No. Summarize? No. I don't need to do any of those things. I am just going to have it here. We're going to make it into a presentation. It is in here ready to go. And I am going to go to continue. Oh, sorry, it says generate notes, summarize the long text, or preserve this exact text. So remember, it's AI. So you can actually get it to generate more information. You can actually get it to talk more to you, or it can be exactly. I like to generate the notes from the outline just because it's important to have some variety. I love that. So you can make it either way. So it's going to tell you card by card what it's going to look like. Okay. And then you're going to look at which one, if you want to change anything, if you want to add anything. So I'm actually going to just put this down here. And again, these are just more for you to kind of look at what it looks like. Now you're going to look at it as well. This is the before we start, but this just gives you an idea, and I'm going to continue. So you want to pick a theme because everybody, depends on what you want. Blue steel, daydream, whatever it is. I'm a pretty minimal girl, so we're going to go here, and then I'm just going to generate. So while it's generating, it's taking the information that I just posted from ChatGPT, or in your case, it could be a document, it could be, information that you have, and it's just going to get it all set up for me. And so if you've ever used Canva before and gotten really frustrated with like formatting and then you go into like perfection mode, and I'm like, hold on a second, I'm not a designer. Why am I spending all this time doing all these things? Gamma is such a time saver, such a time saver. So this is what it's created for me. It automatically adds some images in there. Okay. So that's beautiful. It, gives me my name, a free resource for Lindsay Hack, strategic visionary coach whisper. Okay. So these are the images that it's picked out for me. It's cool. I like it. It's great, but I can actually make this a little bit more specific for me if I wanted to. So I can actually edit this image. Okay. So first of all, it's AI. So you can actually create a new prompt. And so maybe I'm going to put in here, brain with waves thinking. And then I can actually enhance this prompt. and we're going to see what it comes up with. A detailed illustrated brain with dynamic pulsing waves throughout. Yes. Okay. I love that. So that's what it's going to do. It can actually do that for me without having to put any more energy and effort into it. It's going to create the image, and then it gives you a few different options. And let's say I decide I want to do that one. Okay. So once I do that one, it automatically gets put in there. Okay. So now let's also say, instead of generating, you have an image that you want to put in there. So I can actually delete this image. Okay. And I can actually add a new image to my board. Okay. So once I've deleted those, I can actually bring this in and add an image myself. Okay. So if you want, you can have it here, but I can also pick any of these images down here. And I am going to get this here. I'm going to upload the image. I'm going to click or drag from here. I am just going to pick a fun image of me that I'm going to put on the front cover. And now here you have the image here. So you can do that to every single one of these slides. You can change it, right? You can come in, you can add notes, you can edit, right? We can do all of these different things depending on what it is you want. You can play with this again. I can add an upload from here. Okay, I can pick any of these in here. And so that's how easy it gets, right? Where AI comes in before vague vision. So I'm going to just, again, play with this a little bit. So we're going to delete that, and I'm going to bring in, oops, move my head. Right, so you can edit the image, you can ask AI to do certain things, you can delete the image, right? So you have choices to design however you want to design this. Okay, and you can see that it's actually brought in tools you can use today, future self guide prompt, which I will put in there. You can actually put in the coaching prompts, the mini trainings. So you can actually design this however you want. I created this specifically for social media in that situation. So then you can either share it or you can present it if you were to be doing a presentation last minute. This is a really great way of doing it. So again, I have found that the free version is enough. I think it did tell me that I'm running out of credits, but for me, that's okay. If you want to do the upgrade, you can, but I always love tools that don't necessarily require paid. So just keep that in mind. It is an absolute game changer. You can make any changes, a free guide, right? I can change this anytime I want. I can actually put, Coach Lindsay Hack here if I wanted to. I can make these changes. And that's what makes this so simple. And that's why I love it so much. So if you are in need of some presentation, AI, Gamma is the way forward. I love Canva still. I use Canva for lots of things, but when I have an idea in my head, I bring it to ChatGPT first. Or if you already have the document or you've already written the source, you bring it into Gamma and it automatically does it for you. So that is today's video. Hopefully that helped. I'd love to hear if you are using Gamma, if you use it differently, or if there's anything that you see that's a little bit in there for you to share with us and my audience. So have yourself a great one. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.